United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. It's the final boss in the game of moving to America, the gatekeeper deciding if you get in or stand outside. They handle green cards, citizenship, asylum, work visas. Imagine the DMV, but with higher stakes, more waiting, more requests for evidence. They're the arbiters of the American dream. Background checks now include your online speech. As of October 16, 2025, your online speech affects eligibility. So, what's changed? USCIS officers now have explicit authority to scrutinize your public statements and online activity to assess your character and intent. Social media checks aren't new, but this update formalizes and expands them. Now, your words are directly tied to your admissibility, whether you're allowed in. The new policy focuses on inadmissibility grounds, reasons to deny your application. Traditionally, that meant criminal records or security risks. Now, your speech can be evidence. If your posts are seen as endorsing terrorism, advocating overthrow, or inciting unrest, you could be deemed a security risk. The line between political opinion and advocacy is blurry, and the officer's interpretation is what counts. The guidance is broad. Officers can look for patterns suggesting you don't support the good order and happiness of the U.S. What does that mean? It's vague, and that's the problem. The outcome of your case could depend on the personal biases of the officer reviewing your file. For non-citizens, free speech protections are limited. The government can regulate your speech as a condition of your stay. Welcome to the land of the free. Just watch what you say, and what you said before you ever thought of coming here. Your social media history is a chaotic archive. Cringy photos, political takes, heated debates. For most, it's just embarrassing. For immigrants, it's a minefield. Every post, like, and comment is now a permanent record, ready for USCIS inspection. Imagine a student who shared an article critical of U.S. policy years ago. Today, that could be seen as anti-American, or a work visa holder who liked a tweet from a controversial activist. Could that be interpreted as support for a banned group? Maybe. The danger is context. A joke, meme, or sarcastic comment can be misread by an officer looking for red flags. They won't call to ask if you were joking, they'll just stamp denied. Immigrants are forced to self-censor, not just avoiding hate speech, but sanitizing their entire online presence. It means thinking twice before joining a protest, signing a petition, or making a joke about the government. You have to curate a perfectly bland, inoffensive persona, becoming the human equivalent of a stock photo. One misunderstood post could shatter your American dream. The digital tattoo never fades, and now it's under a microscope. Meet the Garcias, Marco and Elena, who came to the U.S. a decade ago, played by the rules, and built a life here. After years of waiting, they finally had their green card interview. Everything looked perfect. Then came a letter, request for evidence. Screenshots of Marco's old tweets, fiery, passionate, but nonviolent, supporting protests in his home country. The officer saw those tweets as inciting social upheaval, questioning Marco's commitment to U.S. order. Suddenly, Marco wasn't a dedicated father. He was a potential subversive. The Garcias' future now hangs on a few old tweets, stripped of context and nuance. They're in legal limbo, spending thousands on lawyers to explain a decade-old political movement. Their lives are in chaos, all because of a digital ghost from the past. This isn't hypothetical. Stories like this are happening now. The policy isn't just an abstract rule, it's a weapon that can tear families apart. It punishes people for exercising a right they thought was fundamental. The Garcias' story is a warning. Your words can be used against you, years later, in ways you never imagined. The stakes are real, and the consequences are devastating. For many, the American dream now comes with a digital price tag. What words or posts will get you in trouble? There's no clear list. The criteria are vague. Officers look for speech inconsistent with the oath of allegiance, even for those years from taking it. Does sharing a petition to abolish the Electoral College count? Advocating police reform? It depends on who's reading your file. One officer might see a protest post as justice, another as a threat. The subjectivity is the point, and it's terrifying. They can also dig for misrepresentation. If you said you have no political affiliations, but they find a photo of you at a rally, you could be accused of lying. It's a catch-22. Damned if you do, flagged if you don't. The safest course? No opinions at all, or at least none in public. The government is looking for blank slates, but people aren't blank slates. Expecting a spotless digital history is not just unrealistic, it's unjust. The biggest consequence? The chilling effect. People stop speaking, posting, or joining groups out of fear their words will be used against them. Activists, journalists, and everyday immigrants are forced to choose between safety and conviction. It's a cruel irony. Those who came for freedom are now silenced to stay. The chill spreads. Families and communities become afraid to talk politics, join organizations, or even be tagged in photos. This climate of fear weakens the social fabric immigrants need most, and it's a tool that can be weaponized. Future administrations could use it to target groups they dislike. Discrimination can be laundered through character assessments. It's a quiet way to shape the country's demographics, not with bans, but with thousands of silent denials. That's not just chilling, it's Arctic. So, what can you do? First, audit your digital footprint, now. Review your social media, blogs, and old posts as if a suspicious government official is watching. Delete or privatize anything that could be misinterpreted. Lock down your privacy settings. Make profiles private, control who can tag you. It won't make you invisible, but it helps. Before posting, ask, could this be twisted against me? It's exhausting, but it's reality. Be clear, careful, and avoid ambiguity. Sarcasm is now high risk. If you're in the immigration process, talk to an experienced lawyer. Don't go it alone. A good lawyer can help you prepare for questions about your online activity. Your lawyer is now your guide through the digital minefield. Don't leave your future to chance. Get professional help. U.S. citizens might think, that's terrible for them, but it doesn't affect me. But that's short-sighted. Policies targeting non-citizens rarely stay confined. They expand. The logic used to monitor immigrants can be used on citizens tomorrow. We're normalizing government judgment of character based on political speech. Today, it's a denied green card. Tomorrow, a denied job or security clearance. This erodes America's claim to be a beacon of freedom. It tells the world our commitment to free speech is conditional. How can we criticize authoritarian regimes when we deny residency for a tweet? Do we want a society where people fear their own words, or one that values free expression and growth? This policy is a step toward the former, and that should worry everyone. USCIS is now checking your digital life before letting you in. Every tweet, post, and share is part of your immigration file. This is a massive shift with life-altering consequences for millions. Officers are now thought police, and the chilling effect is real. The advice: scrub your past, lock down your present, and be cautious about your future online. This is the new price of admission to the land of the free. It's not a partisan issue, it's a bureaucratic power grab. The infrastructure built for immigrants can be used on anyone. The fight for immigrant rights is a fight for America's core principles. Awareness and vigilance are key. Talk about this, help those affected, and push back against normalization of surveillance. If we don't, the land of the free becomes the land of the silent. And that's a price too high for anyone to pay.